I have lost all of my friends. I am 16 years old and half American, half Filipino. It started in school. I study in an international school. We had a discussion about cultural appropriation and cultural assimilation. At some point, one of my African American classmates said that K-pop owes their industry to African Americans and P-pop is following suit. I said that I disagree. I emphasized that rapping and part of their fashion contribute to the success of the industry, but we do not owe everything to them. I said that rapping is not exclusively African American. Rap came from toasting. Toasting or DJing is the act of talking or chanting, usually in a monotone melody over a rhythm or a beat by a reggae DJ. Traditionally, the method of toasting originated from the griots of Caribbean and Mento traditions, an important part of their culture. It was American-born toaster DJ Coolhurt who brought the style to Queens, subsequently setting off the entire foundation of rap and hip-hop music. Next, I said that the songs were born out of our own experiences. If you look at K-pop, the fashion, melodies, makeup, and hairstyles and everything else, all of them are Asian. In the sea of everything that is K-pop and P-pop, rapping is only one part of it. My African American classmate called me racist and ungrateful. He said I was appropriating their culture. I explained that I'm not denying rapping is a part of what contributes to K-pop and P-pop success, but all I am saying is that it's not all of it. No one else spoke in the class, but no one is talking to me now. I later found out that they all created a group chat without me. They started dissecting everything I did in the past and put a racist spin on it. Somehow, they all agreed I should be canceled. There is one person who's talking to me, but he also doesn't want others to learn he is talking to me in the fear of being canceled and getting isolated. Am I racist? Am I the a-hole? More importantly, I am lonely and sad. It's hard not to have friends. It's hard when there are group projects and no one wants to take me in. What do? I do not want to apologize because I did not do anything wrong. I didn't invalidate what he was saying. I simply wanted to set the record straight. We don't owe everything to them and wanted to acknowledge Jamaicans and Asians as well. Okay, he mentioned DJ Coolhurt, so just to provide a brief background on who DJ Coolhurt, he's largely acknowledged as the father of hip hop and rap. He's Jamaican. So in Jamaica, there's a practice they call toasting. So as he mentioned in his letter, toasting is the act of talking over music using a beat, over a beat in a melodic tone. So usually it's monotone. As far as I remember from the books that I read, it's usually used to hype up the crowd during a party. So he moved to New York and his sister asked him to play in her party. Like, I think she was starting a business or something and it was starting to gain success. And so she threw a party and she asked her brother to actually play in the party, and that's where he started toasting. So what he would do is he would use two different vinyl to extend a certain part of the song, and then he would toast. So he would he would toast over it. So he would talk over it to try and hype up the crowd. And then he had dancers with him around him. So he called them break boys or break girls, and eventually it became B-boy and B-girls. Okay, after that, because of the success of that, the audience wanted it. He moved to, it sort of gained traction. And so if you read a book by Michael Reeves, you're going to read names like Africa Bambara, I think is the name. There's also others like Theodore Livingston, Grandmaster Flash. Grandmaster Flash is often acknowledged as one of those that really moved the needle. Like, he really revolutionized and mastered some of the techniques. he's highly credited to using the headphones. So what he did was that he would have two turntables, and while one is playing, he would listen to the other one, and when the right timing arrives, he would push the beat of this one to play. So he can extend certain things and mix different songs together. That's one of the things that he was able to perfect. Now, if you want to know more about that, you can read books by Marcus Reeves. He's highly acknowledged as a hip-hop historian. A lot of the things that I've learned about hip-hop as a culture and rap as a music genre, and just the history, how the cleaning up of New York City actually contributed to the growth of rap and hip-hop, I got from him. And then he also recommends some books, then I would read those books as well. So at that time as well, the cleaning up of New York actually contributed to the growth of rap. So what happened was that there were certain areas in New York that the government wanted to clean up. So clean up meaning the poor, they don't want them to be in that space in New York. So the poor were getting pushed to Bronx, Queens, and stuff like that. And so because people were getting concentrated in certain areas, it became easier for them to find the same kind of emotions, to party together, and then eventually they would express their frustration, the oppression that they were feeling through rapping. Okay, so according to Marcus Reeves, it's not just so along with African Americans, there were Latins, there were Indians, other Asians that were all pushed towards the Bronx and towards Queens and other parts of New York, and so that contributed to the growth of hip hop and rap. All right, so going back to you, because you were the one who wrote a letter, and basically you want to concentrate on what you can do moving forward. So I will not talk about whether what they did is right or wrong, or what you did is right or wrong. So that's not what you want to know. You just want to be able to move forward with your life, which I think is very healthy, because you're putting control on your hands over your own life. You know for sure that only you can change and make things better for you. Okay, so number one, do remember that I'm not an expert. I don't have any kind of credentials. I don't have any kind of expertise when it comes to providing any kind of mental, emotional, or any kind of advice to anybody for that matter. So number one advice is for you to talk to somebody. Get professional help. So whether it's a counselor, your parents, getting a shrink, your teacher, but you do need to talk to somebody. Please talk to somebody. The pains and bruises and problems of your high school can actually reverberate through your adulthood if you don't deal with it now. So talk to somebody. Besides, you don't know if it is going to get worse, and you don't want that. So talk to somebody. That's the best thing that you can do. Second, it is very, very, even if you talk to somebody, it's going to take some time before things get resolved. And so you try to have a life outside of school. Try to develop new kinds of relationships, new friendships by doing activities outside of school, whether it's piano lessons or getting into charity, doing charitable works or whatever, but try to build a life outside of school. Establish new friendships through that. Third is look for a purpose. I don't know if this is a healthy practice, but personally, if I'm feeling down, if I don't know what's going to happen, if I'm just so out of it, what I try to do is try to help. Again, I'm not sure if that's healthy, because it feels like I'm using somebody else to make me feel better. But in my head, it's my survival instinct, and I feel like at least I'm doing something good to help other people rather than destroy myself or destroy other people. So look for a purpose, do an outreach, look for something that you can make a difference on, no matter how small that difference may be. Okay, so volunteer to an animal shelter if you're into pets or animals, or volunteer to any kind of outreach, or maybe just do something that will make you grow, like piano lessons, art lessons, or sports, or whatever that may be. Fourth is get a hobby or pursue a passion. So whether it's painting or writing or creating a vlog, but make sure that you do something that will allow you to create something beautiful. I remember Meryl Streep in one of those award ceremonies just after Carrie Fisher died. Carrie Fisher is the actress that played Princess Leia in Star Wars. And Meryl Streep said that she remembers Carrie Fisher's one of Carrie Fisher's greatest advice to her, and that you should take your pain and turn it into art. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. Instead of creating something destructive or destroying something, whenever you're going through something painful, you have to take that pain and create something beautiful. And it doesn't have to be beautiful for the world. It may be just beautiful for you, for as long as it is something beautiful. Take all of those pain and create something beautiful. Okay, you did ask whether you should move to another school. For practicality's sake, I would say don't, just because you're almost done with your middle school. Try to finish it. Then maybe you can move when you reach high school. But this is an outsider talking. I don't know the actual extent of the situation that you're in. If it is harming you mentally, emotionally, physically, you should at all costs move. So again, talk to somebody, talk to your parents, talk to your counselors, talk to your shrink, but talk to somebody and determine whether moving to another school is the best course of action for you. Next is concentrate on family and people that love you. Instead of concentrating on people that won't even give you a chance to explain, won't try to put themselves in your shoes, try to understand your point of view, concentrate on people that already love you. I am following one vlogger, and her name is Yan Constantino. She's a Filipina and she's a singer as well. And just several episodes ago in her YouTube channel, she actually interviewed her transgender sister. And her transgender sister said that one of the greatest lessons she's ever learned is to concentrate on her family, because her family loves her and that's all she needs, and everything else is a bonus. And if we all just learn to do that, if we just concentrate on the love that we get from the people that love us, we will all realize that we are enough, and that is enough. We don't need to seek approval of thousands of people. We don't need that. If they are not willing to understand you, to put themselves in your position, to understand your point of view, then they're not worth it. Okay, next is, when all is lost, do remember this too shall pass. I don't know just how bad things are with you, but I do know that things are going to get better for you. It's just a matter of getting through this difficult phase. And just try to always remember everything passes. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, everything passes. So just hold on, and this will pass. But it is important that you seek help now, because if you don't, then it won't pass, right? But the mere fact that you actually reach out to me, that you're seeking help, that you're asking for somebody else's opinion, I think it's a good start. But I'm a stranger to you. I don't know your situation. I don't know where you are. What's even better is if you can seek help from somebody that can actually do something tangible for you, that can advise you to do something tangible. So please do seek help.